Hi, I'm RJ Pasin, and you're watching Loudwire. The first riff that made me want to play guitar was Thank You for the Venom by My Chemical Romance. That was definitely a big moment for me. When I first heard that, I was like, wow, that sounds sick. And so I was like, I knew how to play piano up to that point, but that's really what made me be like, hey, Mom, I want to learn how to play guitar now, And then thankfully they got me into guitar lessons, and yeah, but that was definitely the pivotal moment for me actually picking up the instrument, which I haven't played in a long time, so we're going to see if I could play it. I think it was pretty close. The first riff I ever learned was Damn It by Blink-182. Just because the people I was hanging out with in early high school was, it was kind of just a popular song at the time that everyone kind of listened to and people wanted to learn. And it was something that was easy enough for me to be like, okay, like I'm learning how to play guitar now. Now here's something that I can play and show to my friends that I could play. I did have a guitar teacher for a few years. His name was Rob Stoner. He actually played bass for Bob Dylan for a period of time. And yeah, great teacher. Before I took guitar lessons, I had taken piano lessons for a few years. So learning guitar I felt was a bit easier since I had some understanding of music theory and I just needed to translate it to the guitar. But yeah, I took guitar lessons for a few years, and once I got some good technique going, then I kind of stopped lessons and just learned how to develop my own play style from there. But yeah, definitely lessons were a big part in me learning how to play guitar. So one thing I struggled with that was important for me to learn was improvising. Improvising was something that was very interesting to me, as I saw it as a way to be creative on the fly. And so I felt like I needed to learn a lot of foundational stuff like chords, scales, and all that stuff to be able to solo freely and to be able to create my own music off the top of my head, which I feel I'm pretty good at now. One of my favorite riffs while I was learning was by this band Sea of Treachery. The song was called Unleash the Serpents. Yeah, I think the way I play it is in a different key than the actual song, but I actually know how to play this. I don't know, I like that one. I just thought it sounded fucking sick. That was really it. One of the first solos that I remember learning was by the band Atreyu for the song Lip Gloss in Black. Atreyu was one of my favorite bands growing up in high school, and so when I learned how to play guitar, this was definitely one of the first ones that I wanted to try and learn. I feel I approach guitar differently than most is because I don't really see myself as a performer when I'm making music. I see more so as the guitar as a tool for producing music, right? So similarly to how when people write songs, they use a vocal to write the lyric and melody, I see the guitar piece as, a top line for instrumental piece. So, for when I write music, I have a chord progression and then I have a melody and then generally a counter melody. And then the way I have built my sound is that I don't limit it to what I can play, but I use the things I know about music production and editing to create this piece of music that wouldn't be able to normally be played with just a guitar. Now I have things like different editing techniques and plugins and other layers that I can use to sound design the music in a way that can't be played just with one guitar. Some of my favorite riffs of my own, I'd say recently I made this riff called Honey Badger that goes like this. And then another one that I like a lot is one of my older pieces, but this one got very popular on TikTok and Instagram and used for a lot of videos, and still to me is one of my favorite melodies I've ever written. And one of my other ones, older ones, that also was popular on TikTok and Instagram was Adventures. My favorite new riff that I've written would definitely be Lobster. This has also been my most popular riff, so yeah, it goes like this. So Lobster was definitely my biggest riff, thanks to TikTok and Instagram. A lot of people used it for their videos. And so since it was so big, I also decided to do an artist remix of it with this artist West Coast. Turn it into a whole new track. And yeah, excited to see what more comes from this last moment that this riff created for me.